All right, you read the title, let's get going. So first off, I want to say that I have 4 microphones recording right now. One of them being the Movo VXR10, which is a little shotgun microphone pointing directly at my mouth, or a little bit above. It's about 12 inches away. I'm also using the in-camera microphone from my Canon T3i, just to give you some comparisons. It's about 4.5 feet away. The final microphone set is a pair of microphones coming from the Tascam DR05X, an audio recorder that's sitting about 17 inches away from me. Let's get started. So the biggest overall tip I can give you is that every part of your audio setup plays a role in your final audio quality. That being the wires you use, obviously the microphones you use, and also the internals of the way you're recording this. Everything plays a role. The first tip past that is going to be checking your environment, to check where you are. Are you in a really saturated room that is going to have lots of reverberations? Like say you're in a square room with no furniture and no carpet. That is going to be a very echoey room with lots of reverb, right? That's going to be hard to process. It's actually going to be hard to even understand what you're saying in that room once you listen to the audio back. But at the very least, go to a room that has more carpet, more furniture, just has more fabric in general. That will help at least a little bit. Tip number 2 is to be aware, as I mentioned earlier, of bad pre-amplifiers. So basically your microphone only gives an audio signal that's really, really tiny. You need a preamplifier to amplify that signal to make it bigger so that you can record it or push it through a speaker or something like that. Everything that you record on has a preamp. The camera has a preamp, my phone has a preamp, and the Tascam has a preamp as well. And so just to tell a difference between that, I'm gonna show you audio from this microphone from all 3 different preamps. And that's going to be my phone, the audio recorder, and the camera. This is the audio coming from the mic using the Tascam DR05X as the preamp and the audio recorder. Here's the audio coming from the microphone plugged into my phone as a preamp and audio recorder. And here is the audio coming from the same microphone plugged into my camera using that as a preamp and an audio recorder. So as you can tell, the camera has the worst preamp of them all. And this is kind of typical, especially of an older camera like mine, the Canon T3i. My phone has a better preamp, but the Tascam has the best preamp of all 3 of these. So you can have a really good microphone, but if you plug it into an audio recorder with a bad preamp, you're gonna get crappy audio still. So tip number 3 is to be aware of the proximity effect. This is basically just saying that the closer you are to a microphone, the more bass response you're gonna get. So that just means you're gonna get more bass in the end signal. So if I'm really close to this Movo microphone, you're gonna get a lot of bass in my voice, versus if I'm really far away, you're not gonna get very much at all. And so having a microphone very close to the source of the audio is gonna have a lot better results for your audio signal. And so that's why even putting this microphone on my camera that's 4.5 feet away is going to result in a worse quality audio signal than it would being right here in front of me. All right, so the next one, tip number 4, is to do some sort of post-processing. Any sort of software program you use to process your videos or your audio is going to have some sort of audio post-processing in it. So what I typically do is only add an equalizer. For the most part, you're not going to know what all these other things do. So at the very least, if you add an equalizer and mess around with your signal a little bit, you're going to get a little bit better of an audio track. So let's take this bare audio track right now. That's what you're hearing right now coming out of this microphone. So we're going to cut out the bass at the very bottom because my voice doesn't even go that low. I have a low voice, yes, but it doesn't register under 50 hertz, you know? And then we're gonna boost some of the low mids, almost to the basses, and like the low 100, 200 hertz range. Then we're gonna cut a lot of the mid highs and the mids in general because this microphone has a lot of mids. And then after we cut those quite a bit, we're going to boost the very high frequencies, and that's just going to give some crispness to our audio, and that's going to just add the final touches. So as you can tell, this already sounds much better. So the 5th and final tip I have for you is to use an external microphone. One of the biggest reasons being the proximity effects and the preamps that a lot of internal mics have. So my camera microphone, which you're hearing right now, has a horrible preamp and it's really far away from me. Those two things even if it's a good microphone itself, those two things make it a crappy sounding audio track. So if you use this microphone, any sort of microphone, as long as it's closer to you and it has a better preamp, you're gonna get better audio. All right, so that about wraps this up. Hopefully you can get some better audio out of your videos. Audio is like almost more important than your actual video quality sometimes. So I really hope this was helpful. Get some good audio and make some fun videos. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day.